Good evening, everyone. My name is Rocco Frappuccini, Business Lead for 49ers Racing. Tonight I'll be your host as we unveil our 2024 internal combustion car. I want to first thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day to be here to celebrate this occasion with us. The team is beyond proud of this year's car and is ecstatic to show you all what we've been working on. I think to set what you all will see here into perspective, it's important to see how far this club has come over the past couple years. This team is going on its 27th year of building these Formula S80 cars, dating all the way back to 1997. Now, not to make anyone feel old, but no one on this team was even close to being born when the first car in this program was built. It's a true testament to the passion of the students in this program, as well as the support from the school, partners, families, and more throughout the years. However, not every year of the past has been good as others, and 2020 is a prime example of that. COVID was something that no one could avoid, and it surely didn't spare our team. Not being able to be on campus and build these cars put this club in a not very great spot, along with many other student orgs. And one of the main reasons was because of the lack of members. Coming out of COVID, there was a handful, and I mean a very small portion, of people seriously working towards anything with this club. However, it was those people who persevered and set this club up for the future success you see here today. The 2022 car you may have all seen in pictures and videos before was never our prettiest car in this program, and I'm sure Wesley, the captain for that car, wherever he is, won't argue with me too much on that. But you know what? It set the foundation for what this club was capable of and gave the team a great stepping stone. It taught everyone what didn't work, and at the end of the day, still finished a respectable 25th out of 100 teams. Heading into 2023, we were fortunate enough to have a lot of returning members, including our captain, Wesley, who led the charge to build one of the best programs this car has ever seen in that 2023 car you all see back there. Now again, if you see 23 compared to 22 side by side, it's a night and day difference. The amount of time and effort put into getting that car together was unlike anything I've ever seen before. There were tens of thousands of hours spent getting that car to the point it's at, and there have been countless 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. nights spent at the shop getting it ready. This year was no different. I know almost every team lead sitting at that table over there has poured their heart and soul into this 2024 car. The sentiment around the shop has always been that this is our year. We've learned so much in these past years and have progressed so far in such little time, and although I wasn't here for all 27 years of the program, there's a feeling floating around that this year has potential to be the best we've ever had. Overall, we're beyond grateful for you all being here and can't wait to show off a year and a half worth of hard work. For a couple words about this year's car, I'd like to invite our captain, Caden Hanks, up on stage for a couple words from his perspective.
Hey everybody, my name is Caden Hanks. I'm the team captain for 49ers Racing Formula S80. If I were to go back 3 years ago and show myself what this program has achieved in these short 3 years, I don't think I'd believe it. It really just feels like yesterday that we were testing our 2022 car for the first time, which was actually my first time testing on any one of these cars, and I think I lasted about 15 seconds before braking and intake. What a transcendence. My time on this team has been spent stress testing a lot of components, and also stress testing a lot of my teammates' patience when we scramble together to get apart after braking. The sheer amount of late nights and metric tons of energy drinks that we've consumed probably needs to be documented, but withheld from our future employers for risk of increasing our health insurance premiums. One of our powertrain leads, Riddick, keeps a keychain with all the tabs of energy drinks he has consumed during the build of this car. And I think that once he graduates, he'll be able to go to the metal scrapyard and cash this in for a small car down payment. Jokes aside, I think something that makes our program special is the amount of resilience we show when under pressure and the incredible amount of dedication, stubbornness, and grit that keeps us showing up to the shop to chase these wins. It takes a very dedicated person to be willingly subjecting themselves to this amount of work that takes the time to do this. Especially when we do this on top of an already grueling course schedule. We do it in terms of alongside internships and managing time spent with family and friends. And you know what? I can't express how grateful I am to be surrounded by some of the smartest engineers I've ever had the chance to work with. And from a captain's perspective, there's nothing more rewarding than watching my teammates grow and evolve into a well-rounded engineer. I think the only thing that is comparing to this feeling is going to be seeing Jim's face when we bring home so many trophies that we have no room to store them. I would now like to take a moment to give a round of applause to all the supportive family members, faculty, sponsors, and friends who give us the opportunity to pursue our passion in motorsports. I thank you all for being here, and I'd like to introduce my good friend Simon Sanders, who will be taking over my position as I graduate this year.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Simon Sanders. I'm the 2025 team captain. And after being on this team for what feels like a long 3 years, if there's anything I've learned, is that every successful year that we have raises the bar higher and higher for the next. In 2023, we dropped 41 pounds in vehicle weight compared to 2022. And this year, we shaved another 56 pounds. And while to keep playing with that, we'd have to build a 330-pound car in 2025. Seems a little bit challenging. I feel even worse for whoever has to design a 38-pound car in 2032. But if there's any team that could do it, it would be 49ers Racing. While we spend over 18 months designing a car for 5 chaotic days in Michigan, this car and this team need more than just a car on track. It represents the culmination of dedicated, like-minded people learning and becoming better engineers by being faced with the common goal of building the fastest race car this competition has ever seen. It allows some of the smartest people I've ever met to develop and showcase their skills in the world of motorsports, allowing for the right people to be connected with the right jobs. For many of these team leads, this marks the point where this club stops and these jobs start, adding to the already impressive list of engineers that come from this program. But for the remaining, this only marks the start of the next chapter in the 49ers Racing book. Using lessons learned from our predecessors, the passing of the torch lights a bright future for 49ers Racing as we carry on our mission to turn students into well-prepared employees ready for industry. I'd like to thank you all again for coming out tonight, and I look forward to seeing what 2025 has in store. I'd like to hand it back to Rocco for...
Yeah, another round of applause for our 24 captain Kate and 25 captain Simon, everyone. I'd now like to take this moment to introduce our team leads. Being a team lead for 49ers Racing is no easy task. Most days it's harder and more time consuming than my actual job. But being a team lead doesn't just mean knowing the most in the room about a specific subject. It's also about teaching the next generation of members to one day become team leads themselves. It's a hard balance of mentorship, hard work to build these cars. But now I'd like to introduce the leads that made that possible. First up is Riddick White, our powertrain lead. He's been with the program since 2021. Next up is Isaac Bolson, our other powertrain lead. He's also been with the program since 21. Our electronics lead for this year was Ryan Bradley, who's also been with the team since 21. I think you all can figure out when this team kind of started forming. 2021 was a good year. Next up is our vehicle dynamics lead for this car, Garrett Lowe. Started with the program in 2020. Next up is Samuel Kleinschuster, our aerodynamics lead. Next up, our chassis lead, Joseph Cranfield. To avoid repeating everyone starting in 21, the only person who hasn't started in 21 is Baker, who I'll introduce here in a second. But yes, everyone here started in 21. And speaking of Baker, next up is our marketing lead, Baker Cobb, who started in 2022. Next up, our business lead, myself. Not too much to introduce here. I'd now like to reintroduce our 25 captain as well as driver controls lead for this car, Simon Sanders. And lastly, I'd like to reintroduce Caden Hanks, your 2024 49ers Racing IC captain. And ladies and gentlemen, these are your 2024 49ers Racing IC team leads. It is now that portion of the night that you probably have all been waiting for. Simon, Caden, if you both could take a spot at the front of the car. The floor is yours for whenever you guys are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, Underbird 24. Now, if I could have the team leads take your seat. Now, as much as I'd like to start the car up and run around this little spot we have here, probably make a really nice track. Can't do that, don't think the school will be too happy with that. So, in lieu of that, we have a video we would like to show you all. If you guys could get the lights. going to talk about a little bit about the specifications and honestly things that go over my head.
Real quick, can we get another round of applause to Baker for throwing together such a beautiful video? Dude. So our main goals for this car, we want to place top 5 overall at Michigan. We want to achieve a sub 400 pound car that's wet without driver. And we want to place top 10 in design, which is design finals. Here's some of the specs. So we ended up weighing at 380 pounds, so that's 20 pounds lighter than what we targeted. We have a wheelbase of 60.5 inches, track width front of 48, track width rear of 46, a CG height of just over 10 inches, which is a very low CG for one of these cars. Suspension, we run a short long arm pull rod actuated damper and ARB. Rear, we run a short long arm push rod actuated damper and ARB. Engine is a KTM 450, which puts out 74 horsepower at 9,500 RPM and 43 foot-pounds of torque at 8,300 RPM. So I see, everybody sees that we have a wing kit. This is our first year since 2018 that we've tried something like that. We went with a simple 3-element front wing and a 4-element rear wing. And obviously we have no side pods and it's a very simplified under tray. That design puts out roughly a C coefficient of lift of negative 1.85 and a coefficient of drag of 0.778. With that, I'm going to pass this back to Rocco so we can talk about our sponsors.
Thank you. Now, I'd like to take a moment to thank all the people who made this car possible. I'd like to thank the students for working sometimes 40-plus hour weeks on these cars on top of school, jobs, and all the other life problems that come with being a 20-something-year-old college student. Next, I'd like to thank the family members for supporting your kids in their educations and their passions. We, the students, would not be here without you. Now I'd like to thank our partners. This car would not have been possible without the generosity of all our partners coming together to invest in the education and future of motorsports. Firstly, we'd like to thank our title sponsors on this car, starting with Hendrick Motorsports and their whole team for their generosity over these past years, especially with their carbon shop. Our engineers have had the privilege to work alongside the best in the world when it comes to composites to learn and create some awesome things. The beautiful aero kit you all see next to me would not be possible without their support. Next, I'd like to thank BSA for allowing us to use their excellent machines over at their Charlotte campus to machine the molds needed to lay the carbon for this aero kit. The team has thoroughly enjoyed working alongside their engineers and are also a main reason this aero kit is the best this program's ever seen. I'd like to thank TJ Ford for working alongside our engineers over these past years to machine the beautiful wheels you see on it today. I'd also like to thank Motec for providing us with the best ECUs and PDMs in the business. They are what power our car to do well at competition. I'd like to extend a special thanks as well to Legacy Motor Club for the beautiful vinyl wrap, Charlotte Motors Speedway for allowing us to use their wonderful facility to test our car, Ford Performance Racing for allowing us to tag along with them at Charlotte Motors Speedway, Brown & Miller Racing Solutions for the support on the wiring and plumbing of the car, SKF for all the car's bearings, 3D Connection for the engineering mics that our engineers use, HMS Motorsports for the safety belts, Z-Max for the oil, brake clean, and other engine micro lubricants, Stock Car Steel for all the metal stock, Butler Built for all our safety foam, JTech Radio Wave for their support on our airfoils, FK Rod Ends for all the car's rod ends and ball joints, EarthX for the battery, Calspan, Miller Welders, and Safety Clean. And of course, I'm missing two very important groups that are the whole reason this program exists. Firstly, the Quickie Foundation, along with Jan, Amy, and the rest of the Quickie team for providing our program with more than we could ever ask for over the years. Your support is most appreciated and is truly one of the reasons we have a car here and can compete at the highest level. I know our team would hope Alan Kowicki would be proud of what we've done and how we've tried to extend his legacy through this program. Lastly, our team would like to thank the school and all its faculty members for their support of our program and giving us, the students, the opportunity to completely design, build, and manufacture these cars every year. We have a couple notable faculty members in particular we'd like to highlight. Firstly, Jim Fox for being in the shop every day with us, putting up with our antics, keeping the shop to the highest standard, and running that Haas 24/7. Your hard work does not go unnoticed nor unappreciated by us. Next, our motorsports advisor, Tyler Stover, for providing insight on the direction of the car and keeping our engineers grounded in reality. Next, I'd like to thank Amanda Boyer for her constant support in purchasing us the parts and materials we need to get these cars built. Lastly, I'd like to thank Dr. Sherry Curry and Dean Keaton, the chair of the Mechanical Engineering College and dean of the Engineering College, respectively. We would like to thank them for their support of the Formula IC program and for helping it get to the heights it has this past couple of years. If I could have you, both Dean Keaton and Dr. Sherry Curry, up on stage, I'd love to present you both with your comp polos this year. Now we would like to honor another group of people, the group that has given everything they've had over these past couple of years and will sadly no longer be coming back with us in 2025. That group would be our graduating seniors. I'll now invite all the seniors up one by one and present them with their graduation cords. First up is Isaac Polson. Next up is Joseph Cranfield. Next is Ryan Bradley. Next is Riddick White. Next is Garrett Lowe. And next, but certainly not least, our captain, Gaten Hanks. And ladies and gentlemen, this is your graduating class of 2024. I don't know where our cameras are. I think they're over there. Good. If I could have you all sit back down. Oh, you're fine. Yep. We got cameras all around. They all got them. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our program. We can't wait to end this year on a high note at Michigan and can't wait for next year as well. Again, thank you all for coming out tonight. We invite everyone to get some cake in the back. It's just been cut. And we are going to get the car over there. That way you all can get around it, get an up close look at it. That way y'all don't have to try and pile up all here on the stage. So if y'all could give us 5-10 minutes just to get the car set up, we'd much appreciate it. Definitely go back, get some food as we set up. But appreciate you all being out here tonight. Really excited for this year.